Let's begin with the quarterback position, and one quarterback in particular that you're giving another shot despite last week's disappointing effort.
Yeah, and that's Matthew Stafford, who put up a stink bomb against Buffalo in the season opener. But much better matchup this week, Jen. He's got the Falcons. They gave up over 20 fantasy points to Jameis Winston just last week, and in their last 8 games dating back to last year, they've given up an average of nearly 19 fantasy points per game to quarterbacks. So forgive and forget with Matthew Stafford. Same thing with Derek Carr. He had a bad game last week too. I don't know what it is about the Chargers. He just cannot score fantasy points against that team. But he's got the Cardinals this week at home, and the Cardinals just came off a game where they gave up 5 touchdowns to Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying Carr's going to give you 5 touchdowns, but I do have him ranked in my top 12 this week at the quarterback position.
And who are you sitting at the quarterback position? I know one guy you had on this list last week, and you were spot on.
And it's tough to give folks like these high-end quarterbacks to sit because the position has become a little bit thin, right? No Dak Prescott, and we've got some guys near the bottom of the list of quarterbacks that aren't producing. And Tua Tagovailoa is one of those guys where we thought maybe he could end up emerging as a regular fantasy starter, and maybe he will. But last week, despite the fact that Tyreek and Jalen Waddle both had good games, Tua finished with a very modest fantasy stat line. Now he's got to play the Ravens on the road, so I would fade Tua. And of course, this is all in one quarterback leagues. And then let's go to Jameis Winston. I get it, okay? He had a good game last week. He's got a revenge game next against the Buccaneers. But the Buccaneers defense is very tough, and they're very tough against quarterbacks as well. They've given up an average of fewer than 16 fantasy points per game to the position over their last 8 games dating back to last year. So unless you're in a 2 QB league, I am sitting Jameis.